Donald Trump's first impulse was to defend Donald Trump. I'm sorry. Well, of course, that is his first impulse. What am I saying? To defend Matt Gaetz. That wasn't even really a Freudian slip. It was just correct.
That's true.
But anyway, so Matt Gaetz, of course, is being investigated for possibly trafficking someone who's underage to have sex with her, a 17-year-old. This was a DOJ investigation that began under Trump's administration with William Barr serving as the Attorney General. He was briefed on it several times, meaning William Barr was. And so, there have been calls among conservatives and also some questions in the media about whether or not Trump is gonna stick up for this representative who has gone to great lengths to defend him. Matt Gaetz has, I don't know if anyone other than Lindsey Graham has licked Donald Trump's boots harder. But apparently aides to Donald Trump had to persuade him to avoid offering a defense for Matt Gaetz, which, tells you everything you need to know about this guy. He obviously does not care if this is true. Obviously does not care about the well-being of anyone. Will use accusations of bad behavior if it's his political, rivals, but certainly not any of his loyalists. But honestly, I'm not gonna lie, this doesn't surprise me. And at the end of the day, I don't care that much. What I do care about though is that Matt Gaetz was the only lawmaker in 2017 to vote against a sex trafficking law or bill, which luckily did end up passing as law, unanimously passed in the Senate. In the House, he was the only lawmaker who voted against it.
Yeah, he should have voted for it. Then it would have been entrapment and he might have gotten off on that. The legal way, not the way that he normally does. It's gonna lead to legal trouble for him. But also back when he was in the Florida House, he was one of only 2 lawmakers to vote against a revenge porn bill. I mean, this guy has been telling us who he is, whether he did the specific crimes that he's being accused of or investigated for. And clearly there's some weird choices. In terms of the behind the scenes info about Trump, I think I might care a little bit more than you and I have a slightly different read on it. Like, I think this is being put out to sort of make Trump look a little bit less like he's betraying such a close ally. The idea that he had to be stopped from from speaking out in support of Gaetz. Except if you're Trump and you're Mr. Alpha, like some aides talked you out of protecting an ally, then how strongly did you really want to protect him, honestly? Like, and if I was Gaetz, am I supposed to feel better as a result of this? That he talked to Stephen Miller or Jason Miller or something, and that's why I didn't get help? And now he did put out that statement about Gaetz, so I guess now he's doing what he really wanted to do, and yet the message was super weak sauce. So I just don't think he cares. He just doesn't care. I mean, he can't be expected to go out on the campaign trail and seriously boost other candidates when there's no political danger to him. Protecting Gaetz in this case, in theory, could reflect poorly on him in the future, perhaps. He doesn't do the easy stuff. So I have a hard time believing that his heart is really behind the more difficult stuff. Matt Gaetz was useful to him. He enjoyed him on TV, but he's not his son. I don't even know that he would care if he was his son. So they can put out whatever statement they want to try to make it seem as if behind the scenes he's more supportive of the right and its champions than he actually is. It's not showing.
Yeah, I guess my take is just that it doesn't matter. Like at the end of the day,
it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, like Trump is Trump. I don't think we need to have debates, and I know we're not having a debate, but like I don't think that we need in the media overall to continue on with these debates about like who Trump is and is he loyal to his loyalists. No, I mean like he would have like slashed Brian Kemp if he could get away with it, simply because Brian Kemp didn't literally help him steal the election by flipping the votes in Georgia. I mean, and Brian Kemp was one of his like top loyalists. Donald Trump serves no one any good. Okay, he only looks out for himself. I think that there's just an abundance of evidence on that. And he doesn't seem to really suffer any of the political consequences with his base, regardless of what he does. So, I mean, I think that his aides gave him good advice by not offering a defense for Gaetz, but he can't help himself. He weighs in by offering, like, you're right, a weak sauce defense. But again, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. What does matter is that we do have an individual who has a position of power right now, and that's Matt Gaetz, who, I can't believe this wasn't even a giant story at the time. I didn't know about this until today. He was the only lawmaker in Congress. You have hundreds and hundreds of members of Congress. All of them voted to pass an anti-sex trafficking bill, and he was the lone member of Congress who voted against it.
Yeah.
Just like, let that sink in for a second, guys. That's it, that's the story. And then, I'm sorry, we gotta go to this video, it's B2. And then, when some people ask him questions about it, like, hey, yo, what's going on? I mean, sex trafficking, that seems like a pretty big deal. He offered the worst excuse for voting against it. Watch.
If there's legislation that creates a new government entity, a new agency, a new board, a new commission, a new council, we immediately scrutinize that. And unless there is an overwhelming, compelling reason that our existing agencies in the federal government can't handle that problem, I vote no, because voters in Northwest Florida did not send me to Washington to go and create more federal government. If anything, we should be abolishing a lot of the agencies at the federal level, like the Department of Education, like the EPA, and sending that power back to our state governments.
If anything, we should get rid of all the resources in the federal government to prevent any type of investigation into sex trafficking, because I certainly don't want to be held accountable when I'm caught spending money on the travel for minors to come meet up with me so I can have sex with them. There, I did it. I decoded it for you. Congratulations.
Yeah, Rand Paul voted for it. Like, don't give me your libertarian thing. Like, it just doesn't, no, it's not you. It's just, he's not great. Like, he's not as dumb as some. He's not as dumb as like Marjorie Greene or Louis Gohmert or something like that. But he's just exceptionally unexceptional. He's just like, you've met 1,000 of him in your day. And I know Brett, because Brett has met a lot more of that type of guy than me. It's just, maybe this scandal will take him down, maybe it won't. He's not destined for great things. He's just not particularly clever, particularly funny. He's got tall hair and he's willing to prostrate himself for the president. Those are his two defining characteristics. Oh, and his dad's rich. Those are the three things he can do, basically.
And his dad has to bail him out when he gets involved in any type of criminal activity, like operating a vehicle under the influence of substances that you shouldn't take before you operate a vehicle.
Exactly, and more recently, he's got a new daddy. So when he got in trouble before, his actual dad had to help him, and now his political daddy had to help him. It's like the second he started doing the same sort of reckless stuff, that all along the way, both in the previous crimes and the new ones, everyone around him, political allies, are mocking him. They're sending funny videos of him embarrassing himself to people. They're calling him a grenade with the pin pulled out. All along the way, people can see what a reckless a-hole he is. And now he's got to look for somebody more powerful to save him with a blanket pardon, just like his dad used to be able to provide.
Absolutely. And look, here at TYT, there's only one daddy that matters, and that's the Dragon Daddy, John Iadarola.
Thanks for watching the Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.